reading from the Japa Reform Notebook by His Holiness Satsvarup Das Goswami Maharaj. So we must have faith in the Vedic authority of Guru and Shastra. For example, the scriptures say that in the age of Kali, by chanting Hare Krishna, you can become free of all contamination. However, one who wants spiritual life finds it very difficult in this material world. Material life is full of suffering, yet everyone is trying to enjoy, and even their little enjoyment is only suffering. Their attempt to increase enjoyment increases their suffering with more and more agitation for sex life intoxication. One can practically feel it increasing his suffering, but he goes on trying to enjoy the Holocaust. This is Maya, illusion. This will not make us happy. So, how to remain spiritual in such an atmosphere? We are given the information Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Namaiva Kevalam. Chanting Hare Krishna in this age of Kali will save you. But if you think, no, I don't believe it, how can these names, simply singing or reciting names, save me? Yes, I want to get out of this material world, but how can this chanting help me? This is offensive. Don't make up your own understanding of what the chanting does or refuse to believe the benedictions ascribed to the chanting of Hare Krishna.
Why do living entities make up their own understanding of the chanting of the holy name by giving many criticisms like, what will happen if we simply repeat some word and wasting our time? There are people who say like that. And there are others who say, oh, this is all like hypnotism, repeating words over and over again and they are controlling your mind. And there are other people who say that actually we should cultivate meditation, dhyan. And that is actually for very advanced and more intelligent people. And for the sentimentalists, there is singing and dancing, as criticized by Prakashanand Saraswati. And there are many other people who give similar type of criticisms against the chanting of the holy name. Now, why do the living entities come up with such criticisms? They simply want to escape way out so that they can avoid chanting the holy name. Basically, the living entity will invent thousands of ways to not surrender to Krishna. And that is his goal. Like when I went to a college and gave a program on art of harnessing mind power, at the end, one boy asked the question, Sir, can you teach us some method to control the mind without chanting the holy name? I said, whole lecture I spoke on the importance of chanting, and he wants some other method other than that. That means basically the living entity wants an escape route from surrendering to Krishna somehow or other. And that has been his goal, not for one lifetime or 2 lifetimes, millions of lifetimes. On the contrary, you will find those people who accepted this movement, in this movement of ISKCON, which Srila Prabhupada started, we have richest people and we have very poor devotees also. We have highly educated people who are postdoctorates and we have people who are illiterates. We have men, we have women. We have a wide range of age group of devotees. We have very old devotees, we have children. And we have people from all caste, creed, color, nationality, gender, all over the world. And all these people who took to the chanting of the holy name, the world has seen with their own eyes that our society has produced the class of the most intelligent men. You should hear the brainwashing case arguments made by Hridayananda Maharaj. There is a video available. You take out time and hear that. It was complete. It completely smashes all the materialistic conceptions of fools who make false arguments. So our society has seen the most intelligent people, the most learned people, the most happy people, the most satisfied people, the most well-engaged people, the most people who are benefiting the masses of people. And in all respects, the level of body and mind and intelligence and soul in every respect. We have the book's purpose is to satisfy the intelligence of the people. We have the music, devotional music of chanting and dancing, which satisfies the minds of the people and emotions of the people. We have the best of foods, the most hygienic and the most karma-free diet. And we have the beautiful darshan of the deities. We have the most colorful culture. So you will see people who were pointing fingers about our movement, their mouths were shut by the way the movement expanded all over the world, establishing Krishna consciousness in nook and corner of the world, practically in every city of the world. So therefore, the living entities who are mischievous, naughty, cunning, diplomatic, who are perverted genius, who tried to misinterpret the holy name, their faces are blackish, their heads are hung down. They have no face to stand in front of this movement, and they all have been driven out and thrown into the oblivion, not to exist. And such cases came in different countries in the world, when even in Srila Prabhupada's times and after that also, just as the sun powerfully shines in the sky, dissipating all darkness, the truth about this philosophy of Krishna consciousness became more and more evident over time, that it is becoming more and more acceptable, understandable to the larger masses of the world, because you cannot hide the sun. Same way, Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita, as it is, had an effect on the society of the misguided civilization of this world. Within just 4 or 5 years of the appearance of Bhagavad Gita as it is, all over the world there was a large-scale change in the misguided civilization. People who were most degraded became the most exalted, and people who were completely ignorant became most learned, and people who were totally undisciplined and unregulated became most disciplined and most regulated. Therefore, the good effects of the holy name were seen millions of years ago in the lives of Valmiki becoming a great sage by chanting the holy name, Mrigari, a cruel-hearted hunter, becoming a soft-hearted Vaishnava, surrendering to Narada Muni. And these are not just good old stories, and these are the effect of the holy name was proven 500 years ago by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu delivering Jagai Madaya and many such people, and Srila Prabhupada delivering degraded people who were into drug addicts and everybody 50 years ago. And the same history of the holy name delivering conditioned souls, not just conditioned souls, most degraded souls, and making them most exalted. That glorious history continues even in our times, even in the current times, and it is going to continue in the time to come. So the holy name has proved itself, its efficacy in cleansing the heart and elevating the souls. So Srila Prabhupada challenged 40 theologians who asked Prabhupada, Swamiji, is it not a kind of mind control? And then Prabhupada asked those theologians, but what is the outcome? Have you not seen that chanting students who were hippies, by coming to your college they became hippies, by coming to my classes they became perfect gentlemen. So the holy name has made them perfect gentlemen, don't you agree? And they said, yes, it is true. And Prabhupada said, where is a place where there is no control? In a family, a husband is controlled by the wife. In a school, the child is controlled by the teacher. When you're driving a car, you are controlled by the traffic policeman. Tell me a place where there is no control. But this is control. Conditioning is there. But the material conditioning and there is spiritual conditioning. So then somebody asked Prabhupada, is it conditioning? He said, is there a better type of conditioning? Prabhupada said, no, it's the best conditioning. If you don't agree to get conditioned by Krishna, but through his holy name, you are going to be conditioned by Maya, by receiving kicks from Maya. So the choice is yours, whether you want to surrender to Krishna and attain everlasting bliss, or you want to repeatedly surrender to Maya and get repeated kicks by Maya life after life. So the choice is there for every jiva. So therefore, those who are practicing Krishna consciousness in this movement should not even have an iota of doubt about the genuine spiritual glory and power of the holy name. If you have a doubt, then not only you cannot chant the holy name properly, you will not be able to confidently preach this message to the people. Because you are so doubtful about the holy name, then how are you going to tell other people? If you are not confident of the medicine, how can a doctor prescribe it to others if he himself is not confident of the medicine? So this sixth offense about interpreting the holy name is arising due to the living entity's mischievous nature of wanting to slip out and escape from the chanting process. So he wants some sense gratificatory process in the name of religion and God, so he can be a show bottle religious person. And Srila Prabhupada was a very frank and straightforward and very powerful Acharya. He will never let any mischievous monger pretend in the name of religion. So all pretentious religion is driven out when Krishna consciousness is put in the front. Therefore, the chanting of the holy name is declared by all the learned circles and authorities as the most effective method for cleansing the heart, and there is no other method which can match with that of the holy name like karma, jnana, yoga. Nothing can stand in front of the holy name and thoroughly cleansing the heart to its utmost purity. Harinam Prabhu ki